The human exploration fleet is silent as the unfamiliar energy signal flickers across their screens. "Captain, I think we've got something strange here," says one of the officers, squinting at the screen. The captain peers at it, a curious smile forming. Well, looks like we might have found ourselves a hidden treasure. Let's check it out." Excitement buzzes through the crew. Unknown energy fields don't show up every day, and it could mean a breakthrough in their exploration mission. They scan for nearby celestial bodies, their senses focused, but with light-hearted jokes passing through the comms. Then, in an instant, the space around them shifts. Massive ships, hundreds of them, surround the small human vessels. Each Imperial ship is decorated with excessive, ornate symbols and designs. An officer lets out a low whistle. "Well, that's dramatic. Guess we're not alone, Captain." Before the captain can respond, a booming voice echoes across their frequencies, arrogant and dripping with authority. "This is Commander Valther of the Galactic Empire's 7th Fleet. You have entered Imperial territory. Surrender immediately or face annihilation." A brief silence hangs in the air as the human crew processes the message. Then, someone snickers. A stifled laugh echoes through the comms. "Did he just say annihilation?" whispers one crew member, half laughing. "They've got the whole evil overlord routine down, huh?" The captain's lips twitch. "Looks like it. All right, play it cool. Let's see where this goes." He responds calmly. "Commander Valther, we didn't realize we were trespassing. We're here on an exploration mission, strictly peaceful." But Commander Valther is not impressed. "Silence, insolent fools! Your pathetic ships are no match for the power of the Empire. Bow down and prepare to surrender." The crew exchanges amused glances, and someone mutters, "He really is laying it on thick, isn't he?" One of the younger officers, barely holding back laughter, stages an exaggerated salute. "Yes, mighty overlord. We are quaking in our boots." His mock-serious tone breaks the tension, and chuckles ripple through the group. Commander Valther, oblivious to the human humor, continues his speech. "You are a mere speck in the presence of the Galactic Empire. Your technology is primitive, your courage laughable. Resistance is futile." The humans can barely contain themselves. One of them mutters, "Oh boy, he went there." The captain, managing to keep a straight face, responds, "Commander Valther, we're more than happy to cooperate peacefully. We're explorers, not fighters. Just give us a safe path, and we'll be out of your hair." But Valther isn't listening. "Enough! If you will not submit, you will be shown no mercy." This is met with even more laughter, barely muffled. The captain sighs, rolling his eyes at his crew's inability to hold it together. They're all trying so hard not to laugh outright. One crew member whispers, "Is he for real? This guy sounds like he's rehearsing for a villain audition." Another mutters, "I mean, they've got the whole fleet lined up around us. Isn't that a bit overkill?" But Valther, oblivious to their banter, launches into another tirade. "You will soon know the full wrath of the Galactic Empire, and it will be a day you shall never forget." This time, someone actually snorts out loud. "Oh, it's already unforgettable, all right." Without waiting for a response, Valther orders a mercy strike on one of the human ships. A blast of energy hurtles toward them, but the advanced shielding on the human ship absorbs it effortlessly. The blast barely even rattles the cockpit. "Did he just throw a mercy strike at us?" one of the crew members asks, dumbfounded. "Did he really think that would scare us?" The captain, grinning now, responds with perfect composure. "Commander Valther, we appreciate the fireworks. But maybe we can talk?" There's a long silence on the other end as Valther processes the failure of his intimidation tactics. His anger is nearly palpable through the comms. Finally, Valther's voice growls, "You dare to mock the Empire?" The human crew can't hold back any longer. Laughter breaks out openly now, filling the comms with barely restrained mirth. One of the crew members says, "Well, I think we've officially found the most dramatic people in the galaxy." The comms crackle to life as Commander Valther's voice returns, this time sharper and filled with a new level of irritation. "Insolence! This mockery will not go unpunished. You are primitive beings, unworthy of our mercy, and yet you laugh at the Galactic Empire? A human crew member leans over, whispering with a grin. He's really working himself up, isn't he? The captain gives a small shrug, responding calmly. Commander Valther, no mockery intended. We're explorers from Earth. Our mission is peaceful. We only ask for safe passage. Valther interrupts with a scoff. Your words mean nothing. You dare enter our space without permission, and now you think you can talk your way out? He continues, his voice escalating. Your defiance will be crushed. Resistance is not an option. A crew member chimes in quietly. I feel like we're in one of those old space operas. Does he realize how he sounds? One of the younger officers, unable to resist, puts on a theatrical tone, raising his hand dramatically. Oh, mighty Empire, spare us! His playful act sends the crew into barely stifled laughter, echoing through the room. They exchange grins, some shaking their heads at the absurdity of it all. Commander Valther, detecting their laughter, snaps. Enough! You laugh now, but we'll see if you're still laughing after you experience the wrath of our Imperial might. With that, a barrage of smaller Imperial vessels moves in, firing a coordinated attack. The shots bounce harmlessly off the human ship's shields, barely even registering. The humans look at each other, blinking. One officer leans in, looking around at the other crew members. That's it. Was that supposed to be threatening? The captain, maintaining his composure, calls out calmly. Commander, we're still standing. I'm telling you, this is just a misunderstanding. We're more than willing to leave. Valther's frustration is now boiling over. Silence! You think you're invincible because you can withstand our initial assault? You're mistaken. We're merely toying with you. He pauses, as if letting his words sink in, but the humans just exchange knowing glances, thoroughly unimpressed. A human officer pipes up quietly. If this is toying, they really need to step up their game. The captain, suppressing a smile, tries again. Commander, we understand the seriousness of the situation. But we're explorers, not warriors. There's no need for all this aggression. Valther's voice hardens. Aggression? You dare to call this aggression? What you see is but a fraction of the Empire's might. Surrender now, and perhaps I will show mercy. But defy us, and I assure you, there will be no mercy. The humans stifle another round of laughter, barely able to take him seriously. One of the officers, keeping his voice low, remarks, It's like he's reading straight from a bad villain's script. Another officer nods, adding, And the whole mercy angle, seriously? What century do they think we're from? The captain raises a brow, trying to keep the conversation civil. Commander Valther, I assure you, we're not here to disrespect you or your people. But we are explorers with advanced technology of our own, and we can defend ourselves if necessary. At this, Valther seems momentarily thrown off, almost as if he hadn't considered the humans might actually have capable technology. But he quickly recovers, voice dripping with contempt. Your technology is laughable. Do you truly think it compares to the technology of the Empire? A crew member grins, whispering. Should we show him a little demo? Another crew member nods in agreement, leaning over to say, Let's just hope they don't cry when they see what we can actually do. The captain finally responds with a level tone. Commander, if you insist on hostility, we'll defend ourselves. But we'd prefer to part peacefully. There's no need for conflict here. But Valther, doubling down, scoffs again. Your threats mean nothing. I will show you what true power looks like. As he says this, a larger wave of Imperial ships begins to advance, preparing another round of attacks. The human crew simply watches, amused but calm, bracing themselves out of respect for formality rather than out of fear. The shots come, even more intense than before, but the human shields hold without a hitch. The attacks, intended to instill fear, only end up showcasing the Empire's lack of firepower. The humans exchange bemused looks, clearly unaffected. Is this seriously all they've got? A crew member whispers, laughing under his breath. The captain clears his throat, calling out over the comms. Commander, I don't think this is going the way you intended. Valther's silence is telling, a hesitation that betrays his confusion. It's clear he expected a far different outcome. But rather than admit defeat, he attempts one last threat. You will regret this mockery, humans. The full fleet will arrive, and you will be wiped from existence. One of the officers whispers, maybe we should just pack up before they embarrass themselves any more. But the captain, with a half-smile, responds to Valther calmly. Commander, I think we've proven our point. We're capable of defending ourselves, and we really don't want any trouble. How about we both go our separate ways? For a moment, there's no reply. Finally, Valther's voice crackles back, softer this time, the arrogance slightly diminished. A tense silence stretches as the Imperial fleet repositions, their larger vessels now encircling the human ships. The scale of the Empire's response has escalated. Every ship in their arsenal seems to be aligning, prepared to unleash a massive strike. One officer smirks. So, the whole Empire's about to go all in, huh? The captain nods thoughtfully. Looks like they're serious this time. Let's see if they're ready for a little demonstration. He gives a subtle command to prepare the targeting systems, ensuring they won't harm the Empire's crew, but enough to get their point across. Over the comms, Valther's voice returns, now shaking with intensity. Humans, you have pushed your luck for the last time. Behold the true power of the Galactic Empire. No one defies us and escapes unscathed. The humans, calm as ever, watch as the Empire's fleet takes aim. The tension is palpable, but there's no fear, only anticipation. An officer on the bridge whispers, think we should take bets on how long they'll last once we fire back? Another replies with a chuckle, I give it less than 10 seconds. As the Imperial fleet unleashes their weapons, a torrent of energy beams and plasma blasts slam against the human ship's shields, which absorb the impact effortlessly. The blasts light up the screens, but within moments, it's clear, not a single human vessel has taken damage. One of the younger officers grins, leaning over to his crewmates. All that firepower, and we're still standing. Do you think they're getting the message yet? The captain raises his voice, addressing the Empire's commander directly. Commander Valther, you've demonstrated your fleet's capabilities, but it doesn't look like we're quite as primitive as you thought. We don't want to escalate this further, so I'd recommend holding fire. The comms remain silent for a moment, as if Valther is reeling, grappling with the failure of his fleet to make a dent. But his pride won't let him back down. You think your luck will hold forever? He growls, grasping for anything to maintain the upper hand. Our reinforcements are limitless. Surrender now, and perhaps I will be merciful. The crew shares an amused glance, and the captain sighs. All right. Let's give them a little taste of what we're capable of. With a flick of his hand, he gives the command. The human ships, still calm and composed, fire a single, precisely aimed shot that cuts through space, striking the Imperial flagship's weapon systems. The display is swift and exacting, and within seconds, Valther's flagship is rendered powerless, its engines and main weapons completely disabled. The silence on the Imperial side is absolute. The human crew stifles their grins, knowing they've made their point. An officer murmurs, "But they didn't see that one coming." The captain leans forward, speaking into the comms with a measured, polite tone. Commander Valther, we've disabled your weapons without causing harm to your crew. We're still hoping to resolve this peacefully. I think you can agree that further conflict is unnecessary. There's a long pause, and then Valther's voice returns, but it's shaken, struggling to maintain its former bravado. How did you? This is impossible. One of the human officers whispers to a crewmate. Maybe he thought we were bluffing. Guess he got a reality check. The captain continues diplomatically. Commander, it's not too late to disengage. We don't seek to humiliate or harm your fleet, but we're not defenseless. Let's both step back. Another strained silence, then Valther finally responds, though the arrogance is now replaced by something almost bordering on respect, or at least begrudging acknowledgement. You are indeed formidable. I may have underestimated your abilities. A crew member raises an eyebrow. Well, he's finally catching on. The captain nods, addressing Walther one last time. Good to hear, Commander. We're explorers, not conquerors. But we also don't take kindly to intimidation. I suggest we both go our separate ways, no harm done. Walther's voice comes back, still clinging to a shred of pride, but the hostility has softened. Perhaps a mutual parting is wise. But know this, humans, you have made a lasting impression. With a slight smile, the captain responds, We aim to be memorable. The humans watch as the Empire's fleet begins to withdraw, humbled but intact. The crew exchanges looks of satisfaction, some even letting out quiet chuckles. One of the younger officers shakes his head. Well, I'd say they won't be forgetting us anytime soon. The captain grins, a look of pride in his eyes. Not a chance. It's not every day you teach an entire empire a little humility. And with that, the human fleet turns, setting course back toward home, leaving behind a humbled empire and a story they'll be laughing about for a long, long time.